Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 11 of our 21-day program. So glad that you could join us this evening. I'm very happy to be joining you this evening from North Ohio, and I just would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to prepare a foot soak for yourself for this evening's meditation. We'll be doing that in just a few minutes. So if you are joining us for the first time, or you've missed a few of the classes, don't worry, we have a few resources available to you. We have recorded every single one of these sessions, and you can view them on YouTube at any time that is convenient to you. We also have one-on-one help in breakout sessions that we will do at the end of our program this evening. And if you would like continuous help after the program, in between the programs, you can sign up to have a mentor. And we will include all that information in the chat for you so you can access it at any time. So yesterday, we had the topic of the void. And we talked about how we are our own teacher. And today, we're going to be discussing and focusing on the Mooladhara Chakra. This is the first energy center at the base of our spine. And the topic is restoring the childlike innocence that is within us. So today we'll have 2 guided meditations and also a beautiful performance of live music as well. At the end of the program, about an hour we'll be spending together, we will have an option for you to either have a breakout room one-on-one, or you can just stay in the main room and you can watch as our presenters share some of their experiences, especially regarding the Mooladhara Chakra that we'll be learning about tonight. A reminder that Sahaja Yoga is always free, and we are all volunteers. Very happy to join you from our heart. So I would like to start by introducing our presenters for this evening. You can join us. Welcome, everyone. So I would like if we could start with just a short introduction with your name, a little bit about you, maybe what you do. We can start with Wendy.
Hi, I'm Wendy. I live in Los Angeles. I've been here for quite a while. And we started a meditation center here and never quite got out of town. I work as a realtor. And but this is my bread and butter. I love meditation. It's what I love.
Very nice. Thank you so much for joining us. Mabel.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
How everyone?
Welcome. Mabel is our musician for this evening.
Yeah, I will be very glad to do some music for all of us to get into meditation. One of the songs, actually, let me talk a little bit about that. It's in Spanish, and it's something really that's going to go very well with our Mooladhara Chakra, which is the theme for today. This song, actually, I was driving here in Oxnard. I'm in Los Angeles also, and in Oxnard is very famous because the ground is perfect for growing up strawberries. So I was driving and I was looking at the fields, and on the side was strawberries, on the other side was artichokes, beautiful. And then something came to me, this melody, and I got my phone and I start even putting some words there, and it was about Mother Earth, and that's what the song is going to be about. It's in Spanish, but the beautiful thing is when at the end of the day I realized that it was the Earth Day, so without knowing, so it was something beautiful, feeling like, the connection is there, and happy to share that with you today.
So looking forward to hearing it and meditating to it as well. And Rahul?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Rahul. I live in Columbus, Indiana. I was a spiritual seeker since childhood, and I found Sahaja Yoga in 2006. And that is when I found the joy and the meaning that I was searching for. I am an engineer by profession, and I'm so glad to be here and honored to share this spiritual journey with all of you.
We are so very lucky to have all of you with us to help us learn and grow together. So we want to welcome you all, and we will now move it over to Wendy for our first meditation of the evening.
Awesome. So tonight we're going to be discussing and taking a little bit of a dive into the Mooladhara Chakra. We can put the chart up, would be nice. The beautiful thing is that we have this subtle system within us, and we have these 7 energy centers. And one of the wonderful things that happens through meditating and through doing Sahaja Yoga meditation is that these energy centers can heal. And then out of the blue, we start manifesting the beautiful qualities of these chakras, just without trying, just spontaneously. And so the nice thing to know is you might not have a quality of one of the chakras. And so you work on that energy center very hard, and all of a sudden, what you thought was your greatest weakness becomes your greatest strength. And it's a real aha moment, I can say. So as you can see on the chart, on our hands, the Mooladhara Chakra here is at the base of the palm in the middle here. So if we're feeling that, then we know we're actually feeling our Mooladhara Chakra on our hands. So the Mooladhara Chakra is so important because it supports the whole subtle system, and many people call it the root chakra. A lot of that is because it's at the root of the whole subtle system, but also because, like a tree, it supports the entire subtle system, and the rest of the chakras are like parts of the tree. So the important thing is that it supports the Kundalini. So the more you strengthen this first chakra, the more of your Kundalini often can rise, and more strands. The Kundalini is it's like a rope, and it's made of many strands. So when more strands rise, we can go more quiet inside, which is what we want. Also, really important function of the Mooladhara Chakra is, as you can see on the chart, it is the beginning of the left side channel, and it really anchors your emotional side. So if you keep this energy center very strong, it protects your emotional side, which is very important. And we're not going to get too much into it at this point, but the stronger your left side is, the easier it is for you to fight off any kind of an illness. So this is very valuable to us. So each of these chakras has many qualities, and tonight we're focusing on some of the main qualities, innocence, right? Childlike innocence. And sometimes people feel that being innocent is naive in some way, but I would counter that by saying we're not talking about being childish. We're talking about allowing ourselves to have the strength and the power of that chakra, which is innocence, as a protection. And there's nothing naive about protecting our vibrations. This is what we're all about in Sahaja Yoga. So we have the innocence, but we also have the wisdom, which some people might think of as a very grown-up quality. But if we're around small children, we know that innocence and wisdom go together. And then, like a child, we can feel the joy and we have that innocent-like purity. So the other quality that the chakra has is that of balance and harmony. So we'll be, in our second meditation, we'll be focusing on desiring to become more balanced. That'll be, they'll be introducing the word Om. It'll be very powerful, so it'd be great to stay through for the second meditation. So I have something a little bit comforting to say, it's sometimes we feel, because we start out innocent and then life happens, right? We feel like maybe we've lost our innocence, or our innocence has been taken from us, maybe even as children, unfortunately. But the truth is that nobody can ever take away your innocence. It's one of those innate powers that we have, like the Kundalini, like our spirit. Each of these qualities of the chakras are our birthright. And all we have to do is nurture the chakra a little bit, and we'll see shining through the beauty of that innocence. We just wanted to let you know that the 21-day program has a survivor program that we have to support survivors of childhood abuse or trauma. I run that, and we just want you to know that you're never alone with any of these issues, and you will also have mentors to help support you on this. So now we're going to begin our meditation and our foot soak. So let's start by raising our kundalinis and giving ourselves a bandhan. And as we give the bandhan, it helps we can just keep our awareness on our right hand as we do it. And we may actually be able to feel the vibrations being drawn as a protection around our chakras. And now that we've raised our kundalini, we can prepare our foot soak by giving it a bandhan and holding our hands. I always like to hold my hands over the foot soak bucket and see if I can feel it, if it's cool or not, to put my feet in the vibrated water. So when we're ready, we can go ahead and put our feet in. If you wear glasses, you can take your glasses off. It's a big break for your eyes. And we're going to be closing our eyes during our meditation, so don't need to wear them. So let's begin by putting our hands palm up in our lap and just taking our awareness very gently inside. There's no need for an intense focus. It's a very relaxed focus. So now we can just step back a little bit and watch without judging or worrying. Just watch what's going on inside of us. We may be feeling very peaceful, joyful, or we may have thoughts, we may have feelings. It's not important. The power comes from the watching. And let's begin by taking 3 nice, deep, cleansing breaths. So we can breathe in through our nose, deeply, fully, hold it for a few seconds, and then exhale. And as we breathe out, just allow all the tension from the day, just let it go. So let's take our 3 breaths together. And when we've finished our breaths, we can just breathe normally and watch with our eyes closed, just watch our breath as the air comes in and out of our lungs. This helps open our heart chakra, and the more open our heart chakra is, the more silent we can become. Now we can very gently place our awareness below the base of our spine in the first center, the root chakra, Mooladhara. And take both of our hands and point them towards the Mother Earth. The most wonderful thing for healing this chakra is just to sit on the Mother Earth. But also putting your hands towards the Mother Earth is very healing. And let's just desire in our hearts to strengthen this chakra, to establish those beautiful qualities as powers within us. So let's say to ourselves, we just have our eyes closed with our hands towards the Mother Earth. Let's just say to ourselves several times, Mother, please establish the power of innocence within me. Now we can keep our awareness on the first center, but let's bring our hands up, palm up in our lap. Let's just keep our awareness in the Mooladhara Chakra. Now let's ask for this quality of wisdom to be established within us. Just desire in our hearts. So let's say, with our eyes closed, several times, Mother, please give me the innocence and wisdom of a child. Now to clear our left side channel, let's put our right hand towards the Mother Earth. And when we put our hand towards her, we're asking for her to clear our emotional channel through this gesture. Now let's just desire in our hearts that our left side channel be protected through the power of innocence, through the power of our first chakra. And we can ask Mother Kundalini, please help me to feel light inside. Please take away all the emotional heaviness. And we can bring our right hand back up into our lap, palm up. And again, let's step back and see, just from a little distance, what we're feeling inside. When we are in balance, when we start being able to feel the vibrations, we will feel the cool on both of our hands. That means our channels are in balance. So let's desire in our hearts, as if our heart had lips that could say the words for us. Let's just desire to have that balance and harmony that comes from a strong root chakra that we have inside of us. Let's just desire for that harmony within us. Now we're going to finish our foot soak up, so we can just put it to the side. We'll rinse our feet and put the water to the side to be. We can put it away later after the program. So we're going to be listening to a beautiful talk of Shri Mataji, and it's always nice to, when you listen to a talk of Shri Mataji, to put your attention here above the head. Not worry too much about understanding mentally everything that she says. And following this beautiful talk of Shri Mataji, we're going to have Mabel's songs about the earth, which is awesome. And please try to stay until the end for this special meditation that we're having on balance and harmony and the use of the special power of the word Om.
So actually we bow to innocence within us. And this innocence is the one gives you the enlightenment. As I told you yesterday, the light has innocence. But this is innocent without knowledge. But your light is innocent with knowledge. We always think that the people who have got knowledge can never be innocent, can never be simple. And the idea we have got about innocence is that an innocent person is always deceived, can be befooled, and can be always taken for granted. But innocence is a power. It is a power which protects you, which gives you light of knowledge. Knowledge that we have in the worldly sense is how to exploit others, how to cheat others, how to make money out of them, how to make fun of others, how to look down upon others. But the light of innocence is the light by which you know that love is the highest thing. And it teaches you how to love others, how to care for others, how to be gentle about others. It also gives you the light within. It's just the other way around of this avidya that we have in this world. Just the other way around. The avidya outside teaches us competition, how to put the other person down, because it has fear. It is insecure. This knowledge is not secure at all. If it had security, it would not have behaved like this. But the light of innocence knows everything. It has no fear. When we say children are innocent, we mean to say that they have that power of innocence. Many times people have noticed if a child falls from a height, he doesn't die, while a young man may die with a much smaller height. And the child is not afraid while falling. He just enjoys as if there's a parachute coming down, nicely. And then when he falls down also just gets up, laughs, smiles at everyone. He doesn't understand why everybody is worried. Because in that innocence he knows that he's looked after. He's protected. He knows that there is a power which is much higher than him, and he does not have to worry. Then we start putting ideas into the head of the child. And that is how he starts losing his power of innocence. And he becomes a coward. He becomes a cunning fellow. He becomes an unrighteous personality. But still we would say that the innocence of children is innocence of ignorance. In a way. because they do not know the dangers of life. But the light of innocence knows all the dangers and also knows how to get rid of it. Also knows how to be away from such a person. There was a wise man who was going on a staircase. And there was a stupid man coming from the other side, foolish man. So foolish people are always aggressive. That is one of the signs, because they have inferiority complex. So the foolish man says to the man who was coming up, he says, one had to move on one side. So he says, I don't move for fools, the foolish one says. So the wise man says, I do, and he moved. That's how the light of innocence tells you how far to go with a person, how far to talk to a person, how far to indulge in another person's personality or his problems. Otherwise he deceits. He understands that this gentleman is a stupid fool, so I move for a fool like that. He doesn't pay attention to such a person. He doesn't bother about such a person. This is the light of innocence which gives you discrimination. How far to go with others?
Let's keep the attention in our Sahasrara, the silence. Dhyanate Sahasraradvari Dhyanate Rangale Sahasraradvari Mukina Mageta Mukina Mageta Nirmala Shedvari Mukina Mageta Mukina Mageta Nirmala Shedvari Dhyanate Rangale Sahasraradvari Dhyanate Rangale Sahasraradvari Akara Ukara Makarati Brahma Akara Ukara Makarati Brahma Chaitanya Sagaraba Chaitanya Sagaraba Mooladhara Chaitanya Sagaraba
Chaitanya Sagarava Mooladhara Dhyana Terangale Sahasrara Dwari Dhyana Terangale Sahasrara Dwari Sahasrara Veda Kuhita Hikela Sahasrara Veda Kuhina Hikela Adi Shakti Nirmala Adi Shakti Nirmala Karyadari Adi Shakti Nirmala Adi Shakti Nirmala Karyadari Dhyana Terangale Sahasrara Dwari Dhyana Terangale Sahasrara Dwari. Seguimos. Let's keep the attention on top of our head and let's try to connect to our Mother Earth and our Mooladhara Chakra as well. Existo desde el comienzo, contigo desde el principio, unidos en el camino, en nuestra evolución. El aire que tú respiras, viento que a mí me refresca, mis campos son tu cuerpo, mis ríos son tus arterias, somos uno solo, no existe el otro. Crecer la conciencia es nuestra herencia de lo que somos. Somos uno solo, no existe el otro. Crecer la conciencia es nuestra herencia de lo que somos. Te doy todo lo que tengo, cobijo y tu sustento, de abajo yo te sostengo y así puedas caminar. No sufras, no te hagas daño, lo que tú sientes yo siento, porque somos uno solo, con todo el universo. Somos uno solo, no existe el otro. Crecer la conciencia es nuestra herencia de lo que somos. Somos uno solo, no existe el otro. Crecer la conciencia es nuestra herencia de lo que somos. Madre Tierra me han llamado, me honraban en el pasado, aquellos que me sentían al respirar cada día. Abre tu corazón, déjame entrar con mi amor, siente tu naturaleza, verás que solo hay pureza. Somos uno solo, no existe el otro. Crecer la conciencia es nuestra herencia de lo que somos.
Beautiful vibrations. Thank you, Mabel. So we learned about our Mooladhara center, how so important it is because it is the root of our being. And when the roots are strong, then it gives a strong basis to our spiritual ascent. Just like a tree, if the roots are deep and strong, then the tree can grow and can stand any problems, any turmoil, and can grow and blossom. The other thing about Mooladhara is the quality of innocence and purity. And that is very important because our spiritual ascent, our spiritual state is not so much a mental understanding of how much we understand through our brain and through our rationality, but it is how much sensitive we are in our heart, sensitive to feel the joy, sensitive to feel the divinity around us. And that sensitivity really comes from innocence. It comes from purity. And that is why it is so important, because an innocent person can easily feel that joy, that divinity, and doesn't have to really understand on an intellectual level. It's a direct experience. So that is one other aspect of innocence. And as Wendy mentioned, innocence is within us. It cannot be destroyed. It is like a sun in the sky. It is always there. The clouds may be dark and you may not see the reflection of the sun anymore, but that doesn't mean that the sun doesn't exist. All you have to do is just let the vibrations flow, the cool breeze flow, and the clouds be separated, and then you could see the light of the sun pierce through. In the same way, we can feel our innocence pierce through as the Kundalini works within us. The innocence and purity is the essence of every center within us. So it's very important. So the other thing is we will meditate today on some other qualities of Mooladhara, such as the balance and harmony, innocence. And we will also recite Om. So Om is the primordial sound. It is what is referred as logos. It is the sound that Kundalini makes as she rises through the central channel. So when we recite Om, it has a vibration and Kundalini responds to it. She rises more strongly within us, opening our centers, and our meditation deepens, our state of inner silence deepens. So we'll try that today. We will take Om, we will just stress on the sound of Ma as we take Om, and that helps to just expand the central channel more. So we'll try that, and we'll meditate on certain qualities of Mooladhara. So let's open both the palms in our lap. Let's find our attention again in that space of silence. And let's take our attention to our Mooladhara center at the very base of our spine. Let's feel our connection with Mother Earth. Let the roots of my Mooladhara go deeper into the earth. Let my roots become strong. Let my roots be nourished by Mother Earth. Oh, Mother Earth, please give us a strong basis, a strong foundation to our spiritual ascent. Give us the strength, the stability, the steadiness that you have, so that we can go deeper in our spiritual journey. Let me feel harmony with the nature, rising effortlessly with every wave, falling with every wave, without any resistance, without getting swayed, but in complete connection, in complete harmony. Let me move with the flow of life, just like the waves on an ocean. Let me feel that quality of harmony manifest in my awareness. Let's keep our attention on our Mooladhara center. If we also can put our attention on our Sahasrara, the top of our head, we can do so. Otherwise, let's just keep our attention on our Mooladhara. Let me feel the quality of balance. The balance of a tall and steady mountain, witnessing the play of creation, witnessing the play of seasons, without getting disturbed, without getting affected, without getting displaced, maintaining its poise, its balance, like an ancient sage. Let me feel that balance of my Mooladhara center. Let that balance manifest in my awareness. Let me feel my innocence. The innocence that is in the smile of a child. The innocence that is in the fragrance of flowers. The innocence that is in the flutter of butterflies. The innocence that is in the color of rainbows. Let all the clouds that cover my innocence be removed, and let the light of innocence shine in my awareness. Let these qualities of harmony, balance, and innocence integrate in my awareness and allow me to feel the joy of this moment, the joy of creation, the joy of pure being, the joy of existence, the joy of simply being alive, the joy of Brahmanand. Now we will slowly raise our Kundalini using our right palm along our central channel. And we'll place it on top of our head. Let's do this 3 times. And at the end, let us massage the top of our head with the center of our right palm. Now, We will say Om 3 times, feeling our top of our head, feeling the central channel and our Mooladhara. Let's raise our right palm a few inches above our head. Let's take our attention in that gap above our head while we bring our right palm back to our lap. Now let's just feel the silence of our Sahasrara. In the silence of our Sahasrara, a primordial consciousness awakens from the dream of limited you to recognize itself. Consciousness that is complete peace. Consciousness that is eternal, infinite. Consciousness that is pure love. Consciousness that is pure vibrations. So let's take a few deep breaths. And then we slowly open our eyes. So let us maintain our attention above our head. And now it is time for some announcements. So over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Rahul. That was so beautiful. I am so peaceful now. I hope everyone else is also feeling the difference between their start this evening and their end. So we will have a few announcements now, and after that, you are all welcome to continue to stay with us for just a few minutes longer to join a breakout room for one-on-one, or to just stay in the main room and listen as we share some experiences. So our announcements. Tomorrow will be day 12 of our 21-day course. We will discuss the topic of connecting to our pure desire to ascend. And the chakra will be the Swadhisthana, the second chakra. Don't forget all the resources that you have at your disposal. In the chat, you may have noticed there is a link to fill out a form to request a mentor. So please feel free. This is a very special tool that you can utilize with our program. If you have not already joined, please feel free to join the WhatsApp group. There will be a link in the Zoom chat for that as well. It provides inspiration every day and also fellowship as well. We have a website which has lots of resources, including those recorded sessions I mentioned in the beginning. So if you've missed anything or would just like to go back and enjoy a meditation again, you are welcome to use that resource anytime. There's also a handout which is accompanying today's program on the Mooladhara, which will also help you to absorb it in a different way. So please do reach out and enjoy that website. So if you would like, at this time, if you haven't already, you can type into the chat that you would like to join a breakout room. There is a special person or place to request that in breakout room help. And you can, in those rooms, you can ask personal questions or just talk about what you may have missed previously if you have any questions. Also, if you prefer, you can just type your questions into the chat. There's a Zoom chat questions place where you can enter your questions as well and just converse via chat. So now we are all welcome. If we would like, we can break out to the breakout rooms, or you can stay with us in the main room for a few more minutes and listen as our presenters share some of their experiences. So welcome back to Wendy and Rahul. And now we have a new presenter joining. Hello, Angie, welcome. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit and tell us a little bit about what you do?
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for having me here today. I'm originally from Austria, Vienna. I came to the US in 2009 to Connecticut. By profession, I'm a medical biomagnetism therapist, and I'm practicing Sahaja Yoga since 1994. So for me, one of the most valuable gifts of Sahaja Yoga is really to know what is going on in me and how to balance myself. I also, like I've heard before from others, it took some time for me to feel the vibrations. But if you stick through the program, it will gradually come, and you will really not regret it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I would love to have everyone take some time and share some of the valuable experiences. We've all been new to Sahaja Yoga. We've all had our experiences with it, which have helped us to deepen ourselves and to really establish ourselves in the practice. So I just wanted to ask a few questions. The first question I'd like you to ask, to see if you can share with everyone, are have you had any experiences that help you to see the childlike quality of simplicity in your life? If you could have an example you would like to share with us. So we can start with Wendy.
Yeah, because, I remember when I was very little, I was just super joyful kid. Like everything was beautiful and bubbly and bright and sparkly. And I was sort of inside of joy. I don't know if every kid is like that, but I was like that. And then, of course, life happened to me. And by the time I got to Sahaja, I was 21. I didn't have that feeling of innocence and that feeling of joyfulness. Actually, there was a short period of time where I thought I had lost my sense of humor, and you don't all know me very well, but that's a very big part of my personality. I was very serious. So I came to Sahaj, and this Mooladhara Chakra just started healing just naturally, just all on its own, So which is nice because he didn't have to figure it out or understand it. It just worked out. And I could be inside joy again. And it was, when I started feeling that, I know I couldn't walk away, even though it was going to be a big challenge to clear my chakras and to strengthen everything. I really wanted to do it. I want to give you a very quick example of a person who transformed the most that I've ever seen in Sahaj. And he did it through clearing his Mooladhara Chakra at the Los Angeles Center, Meditation Center. He had a fairly severe Asperger's, which is a type of autism. And his manifested and he came to the advanced class. We had a whole mixed group. We would have newer people come, but there were probably 20 people there who had meditated for at least 5 years. And so we sat and we had like a 50 minutes, mostly quiet with some guidance, right? So he came, and what happened for him is that he had to say everything he thought out loud, right, in class. Also, he couldn't stay seated. He had to walk around, pace around. And so he came twice, and, I always sat in the back of the class, so I sort of tried to, whatever. So after the second meditation, I would say at least 30 people stayed to tell me that this was unacceptable, that he had to go, that the class didn't want him. And the thing is that I had put my hand over his head and made sure he had realization, and his kundalini was blasting. So I was like, the problem is here that when I see him, I see us. He is us. So I don't feel comfortable. So why don't we just give him another week, another little chance, right? So I kept working with him, and what that meant was that sitting with him, he couldn't remember to keep his hands open, so I would have to pat his hands. He'd have to open his hands. He would get up to walk around. I would bring him back to the chair. I would sit him down. It was a lot of work. So anyway, this went on, and he got better and better, and finally he wasn't disrupting the class. And this went on for 5 months, when finally, for the very first time, he could sit for the entire 50 minutes, didn't need any help, didn't make a noise, sat quietly. And then at the end, I would always go to the front of the class. I went up, and we were going to work on how to overcome a bad habit. It was the subject of the night. So I stood up in front, and he always would leave during this part because he was just so glad to be able to get up and move and leave. So he never stayed. So he stayed. And I said, does anyone have a bad habit that they wish they could get rid of? And he stood up and he said, you bet I do. And he made eye contact, which is something he couldn't do at all. And he burst into a giant grin, and he said, I want to thank you all for helping me get rid of mine. And then he left because he couldn't stay sitting. And everybody was crying. And the whole class was crying because he had completely transformed. And what that meant to them was, if he can do this, what can we do? So just wanted to share that story of transformation.
So beautiful. So inspiring. Helps us to really, really feel that we can believe in ourselves too. That's so nice. Thank you. Angie, do you have an answer to that question? Have you thought of something?
Yeah, no, that is such a beautiful story. For me, it was more, before Sahaja Yoga, when you grow up and then as a young adult, then you search for happiness in all areas of life. But somehow you end up always unhappy. And there's always this dissatisfaction. So when I started with Sahaja Yoga and you connect with your own innocence, what happened was that I realized that what really gives me joy are these moments that I also experienced as a child. So it is like connecting with this inner child. And one thing that I loved as a child was, our father, he would take us out hiking. And then on the way, there would be the horses and the cows and the sheep. And we as children, we would rip out the grass, run to the cow, and the cow would also come and eat the grass, or it was everywhere. So it was this simple joy that gave us this nature and the connecting also with the animals. And I realized that is something that even today I enjoy so much. So today, we have a small garden. So when it's warm outside, I love in the morning to sit outside on the ground and let this earth element work on me. It's so beautiful when it's still silent and the birds start, like chirping, and you see nature around you. And then we have a chipmunk in our garden who comes to us to get food. And it's so beautiful, so it's these small moments when I see her picking through the grass and then seeing us, and she comes running and puts her tiny paws on the hand and then starts gobbling in whatever we have. And it's such a joy, where you feel like this small child again. It's like a simple moment. It's something so small, but it gives you this joy in the heart that carries you through the whole day. So it's the small things connected with nature, with the earth, that are really joyful for me.
Yeah, Sahaj really helps to reawaken our awareness of this beauty that is just everywhere. Very much so beautiful. Rahul, do you have something you'd like to share about your experience with this childlike simplicity that we all have within us?
Yeah, sure. So I have a 2-year-old daughter, and even if I give her a small pin, she would say, "Oh, wow, Daddy." And I am, so amazed at how small children can get so much joy out of even trivial things. And then I realized that with Sahaja Yoga, this is what has happened to me, that before realization, I was, going by my life and not noticing the joy and the beauty that was right there in front of me. But now, even in the ordinary moments, with that innocence awakened, and I'm able to see the joy, I'm able to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, and that is so amazing. Many things, and then it becomes a poetry. Your life becomes a poetry. You see a leaf floating on a lake. I saw it once, and it was just steady. It was just there. It was not moving from its place, and the waves were coming and going, and it was just there where it was, and it was just floating gently, and just right there, I realized, oh, that is harmony, that is balance, that is mastery. And you see sunlight coming through the window and making patterns on the earth, and you see different patterns are being made because of the design or the shape of the glass, but behind of it is the same light that is coming through. And then you realize that, oh wow, it is the same spirit that is shining through all of us, but just expressing itself in so many different ways. So all those ordinary moments stop becoming ordinary. You start to see the joy, the beauty, the depth, and the meaning. And that is how I realized that after realization, that same innocence and sense of awe and amazement was again rekindled within me.
Yes, and you definitely inspire us with your meditation and your awareness of the beauty as well. It's so nice. Thank you. Wonderful. So let's have our second question. The question is, how has relating to the Mother Earth helped to ground you and help to establish a foundation for your meditation? So Wendy, please.
So I love to sit on the earth, to sit on the grass, but also I love to go to the ocean. We're in, a very temperate area, so we can go to the ocean this time of year, and we might need a jacket, but we can go and sit on the sand, and also the foot soak, which is good for clearing Mooladhara, and just to sit and just somehow, without doing anything, when you're at the ocean and you're sitting on the sand, everything clears out of your subtle system without effort, without focus, without trying to meditate. And the things I love most in Sahaja are the things that you can't mess up, no matter what, like foot soaking being one of those. No matter what you're doing, when you put your feet in a foot soak, it works. It draws it out. And it's the same with sitting on Mother Earth. She heals us and she clears us, and there is a compassion and a kindness there. I just wanted to also add to Rahul is mentioning this. I feel the same way. Like, for me, it's actually not the sun rays, but it's water. When I see water from a fountain, or I see a sprinkler even, or if I see rain coming out of the sky, I go profoundly quiet. There's something about it so joyful and beautiful. And sometimes we just need to have the eyes to see it, to look at the little tender mercies around us and focus on the positive, beautiful things.
Absolutely. What a great reminder. Angie, would you like to tackle that question about the Mother Earth and how it has helped to ground you and enjoy?
For me, also, like Wendy said, the earth, like sitting on the earth and feeling these vibrations, is something that I always enjoyed. The interesting thing was in Austria, I did it a lot. I went to the river Danube and sat there a lot, and putting my feet in the water too, to have the best of both. When I came here to America, I was really astonished how strong the earth element was here. So I feel here the earth element so much stronger. When I sit down here and I put my hands on the earth, I immediately feel like everything working and clearing and releasing, which was really beautiful. And one wonderful thing is that we are here in Connecticut, so we are not far from the ocean. And we also went a lot to the ocean, so there's nothing can beat it to walk barefoot on the beach, in the water, or stand there or sit in the water. Then you really get both things, like the earth element and the water element, and it's just like heaven. And one thing that I would like to add, when Rahul talked, and it was so beautiful and so beautifully described, but also coming back to experiencing nature and the Mother Earth and everything that is in it. Also when watching, just sitting in the garden and watching the wildlife. When you look at all that, you see this incredible balance between everything. And you watch, the birds, the chipmunks, any wildlife, and you look at them, how they handle their lives. And there is also this innate wisdom in every being, and this innate innocence, and how everything works together. And you start appreciating it and seeing it in such a different way, which is very beautiful. This and feeling connected with all of it, that is something very, very beautiful and joyful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Rahul.
Yeah, I mean, Mother Earth is my recourse. Many times I would come back from a busy day and I would sit for meditation and I'm like, I don't know what affirmation to take. I don't know what to say. I would just put both my hands on earth and I would just surrender that, Mother Earth, please take away all the tensions and the stress of the day, and I just want to feel you and connect with you, and I surrender all my problems to you. And that has always worked very powerfully, and that is something I always keep coming back to, is to sit on the earth and connect with Mother Earth. And I remember once I had a very powerful experience where I felt that the Mooladhara itself was like a roots of a tree, and as my connection with the earth was becoming stronger, I felt as if my roots were going deeper and deeper into the earth, and they were getting nourished by earth. And I remember the whole of Mooladhara Center vibrated, became cool, and was radiating coolness. So that was one experience which I had of connecting with Mother Earth, and I understood that yes, Mother Earth is this sentient being who's aware of us, and we can connect to her.
Beautiful. That reminds me actually of an experience I had as well recently. So after the pandemic, I had not gone out much in public places with lots of people. And recently I went to a fair outside, with lots of booths and art, thinking it would be very enjoyable. And I actually discovered that being with people, it made me feel a little heavy for the first time. I was a little weighed down, tired, and maybe just the atmosphere of being with so many people, with so many thoughts, with so many ideas, looking for things. Maybe I got a little heavy. And so my husband and I, we went and we got a little food, and we couldn't find a place to sit. All the picnic tables were full, and we really didn't want to be so close. And anyway, so we found a beautiful place under a tree, just off of the food area, and we sat down on the ground, and instantly we both looked at each other and we were like, did you feel that? And we felt that all of that and heaviness and kind of malaise that we felt just vanished. Like the Mother Earth just sucked it out of us completely, and it was palpable. And I felt like I walked into a fresh room full of daisies and butterflies. It was like that. It was just so refreshing. And I attributed it completely to just putting down my hands and my body on the Mother Earth, and I could feel how much she cares and how she just forgives for all the things that we might absorb unknowingly, and she just takes it all away. So that Mother Earth really, that element can truly clear us and purify us and help us to feel the joy again.
Yeah.
So thank you all. Thank you all so much for sharing. I just enjoyed your innocence and your wisdom as I sat and listened, and we all so much appreciate you for sharing and helping us to move forward in our growth today. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. So we still have some time before the official ending of our program. So everyone, if you have not joined a breakout room, you are very welcome to do so. You can go into the chat and find the breakout room help option, and just ask a question or share your experiences. So we are going to end the evening today. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tomorrow we will enjoy another topic together, and we will end the program with some music. So you can just sit and relax and enjoy your evening. Thank you everyone for joining.